Okay, so this is one video in the Learn to Program playlist, and it's supposed to talk about the sequence control structure. We'll talk about sequence control structures in a separate video. I think you've watched that one before coming here. This is more or less to be a little specific. So in the next slide, we now see structure control sequence is what usually we don't read like that. We don't read from what do you call it? Okay, we read from left to right actually. We don't read from right to left. So the same thing I've written with green, saying what is a sequence control structure has been written at the top here. But because we read from left to right, we didn't actually make sense out of it. I reversed it, so it would have been what is a sequence control structure? Just like every human reads something from top to bottom, trying to read every line from left to right, the computer does the same thing. So when we talk about sequence control structure, what we mean in this case is the computer executes statements. So which direction does it execute the statements? In which direction? Okay. Now on the screen, we can see a couple of boxes or lines with colors. And these lines are supposed to represent instructions that are written to the computer. There are a lot of instances that you can put two instructions on one line, and the computer will do its best to execute those instructions from left to right. So on this line, this instruction will be executed first, followed by this one. Then it will come to the next line, execute the third one, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, like that. Okay, you can put two instructions on one line and it will basically do the same stuff. Because we are doing sequence control structure, we might not have done variables. So this on the screen we might not really get, but I'm going to talk about it briefly and then we'll continue. You can see that there's also a line, and over this line we have x is equal to 10. Now the meaning is what I've written in the green box. I'm saying that you have a container x, so that's why I call it x box. Put 10 into that container. If you have a container y, put 4 into that container. So put 4 into y box, okay? And then put 2 into x box. So over here, moving from left to right, initially we put 10 in the x box. We went to the next statement on the same line. We put 4 in the y box. On that very same line, we had x being given the value 2. So in the long run, currently, the value of x is now 2. It is no longer 10. And it all happened on the same line. When we come to the next line, what we want to do is to show the current value of x. Because it changed, we are going to show the value 2. Okay, so these are basic instructions given to the computer, and then this session was more or less to explain the control structure, telling us that okay, the computer will execute statements from left to right on the same line and then move from top to bottom, giving the set of instructions. This is basically what the sequence control structure is all about.